Hello, wonderful nonprofit heroes and rock stars. Today we are talking about how to create a custom report type in Salesforce so that you can get the data you need out of your organization setup. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to obviously log into Salesforce and we're going to click on our setup. So we click on this little gear icon and we click on setup, and that should take you to the page you see here. From here, we're going to type into this quick find box, report types. And we see under feature settings, analytics, reports, and dashboards that we get report types. We'll click on that. And in here, we see our custom report types. Now, these ones are created probably by apps that we've installed. So either Nonprofit Success Pack or Volunteers for Salesforce, Program Management Module, those types of things will create custom report types. And today, we're worried about creating a new custom report type that we want to create. So we'll click on that button. And the first thing we're seeing here is the primary object. And this is really important. The primary object is going to be the first thing that this report type looks at and tries to bring into your report. So it's important that you know what object you're trying to report on. Are you looking at donations, aka opportunities? Are you looking at contacts? Are you looking at accounts? What's the most important object that you're trying to report on? And we'll get an opportunity to add on additional related objects in the next step. So for today, thinking about this report type we're going to create, what I'd like to do is create a report for any opportunity that also has contacts attached to it. So any opportunity that has a primary contact on it. So we'll go to primary object and we'll search for opportunities. And there's a long list, so typing in what you're looking for can be really helpful. We'll search for opportunities. I'm just going to call this opportunities with contacts. And it's always good to put in a description so that as you're looking through your setup in the future, or somebody else, future admin is looking through your org, they'll know what this is. Used to report on opportunities that have primary contacts. Where do you want to store this? This is going to go in the folder for opportunity reports. And then, is it in development? Which all that means is, can people see it? Can your users on your team see it or not? If you want them to be able to see it, we have to check deployed. All right, so this is where we really define which records and which objects come in to this report. And so right now, we've got a report that would display all opportunities. That's our primary object. If it's an opportunity, it's going to show up. But we're only looking for opportunities that have primary contacts. So we're going to go in and we're going to add an object, and we're going to select an object here. And we're going to go contacts. And technically, we're looking for contact roles. So what we've got down here, the A to B relationship, this is an important thing. And it shows us in this little diagram, this Venn diagram, what we're going to see. So right now, we're only going to see primary object opportunities that have contact roles associated with them. Each A record, which is opportunity, must have at least one related B record, which is contact roles. You can also set it up so that A records may or may not have related B records, right? So it still shows you all opportunities. But what this allows you to do is also bring in the fields from this B record, which is the contact roles. So that can be really useful if you want to include all the opportunities, but you want to be able to list fields from the contact roles object on your report. So for this, like I said, we only want to show opportunities that have that contact attached. Now you could go ahead and relate another object as well, and this would be any object that's related into the contact roles. So you've got all these other options in here: contact feeds, clean infos, volunteer recurrence schedules for the contacts that you're interacting with. So all of these are also possible to pull into this report now. So you could say, If you're looking to create a report for contacts that have opportunities that also have volunteer information, you could go in and you could say anything that has volunteer hours, right? And now it's only going to show us opportunities that also have contacts who have volunteer hours. So this is where you can really get narrow in and only show not only the objects, but the fields that are connected to the objects that you want to display. We're not going to use the volunteer hours for this report. We're going to go ahead and hit save. Now what this will show us next, this shows us what we just defined, our object relationships. And then down below that, we also have fields available for reports. This is something that as of the recording of this video is possibly changing. But as of right now, when you create a custom report type, if you add custom fields to the objects in this report after the report type is created, you'll have to go in and manually add those fields into the list of available fields for this report type. Now, Salesforce is maybe hopefully changing this. They just came out with a beta that will automatically add fields to related report types. But as of right now, that's not a standard. So you would go into edit layout. If I say created a new field on opportunities and it's not showing up in my report, it's because I have to go in and add it. And I would go in and I would find my opportunity field, if it's an opportunity field I'm looking for, and I would find the one that's not showing and I would click and just drag it over. Like I said, by default, all fields that are available show up right now. So both contact roles and opportunities list everything. So this is something that's kind of important to know down the road when you're creating custom fields, is that if you've got these custom report types defined, as of right now, you have to go in and manually add those fields into the layout so that they show up for you and your users in reports. Hopefully they change it so that this happens automatically for everybody soon. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll test our report. So we've got opportunities with contacts is the name of this report type, and it's stored in the opportunities report type category. So how do we go? We're going to go ahead and put in, and we're going to go into our reports app, which is also just in your Nonprofit Success Pack, or in most of your home pages, you'll see the Reports tab. So we're going to go to the Reports tab, and we're going to say New Report. Now, if we just start typing in opportunities with contacts, here's our report that we just created. We can also click on the opportunities category over here. If we scroll all the way to the bottom, the last one in there will be whatever our most recently created report type is. We'll hit continue. And now we can see in here, right, we'll go to all time, we'll go to all opportunities. In our filters, which if you don't know anything about the report builder, you can go view the video about report basics that we created. You can get your head wrapped around how all of this stuff works. So if we're showing all opportunities of all time, right, that's our primary object. So that's our default filters are based on opportunities. But I should also be able to filter based on either opportunities, or if we scroll down here, we should also see that we're able to filter on contact role information, right? And that's pretty cool. So let's say I want to find out not only the opportunity name, but I also want to find out what the state of that of the contact who gave us that opportunity is. I can go in and I can list this in my outline, which is over here. And then I can see all of the mailing state information that may or may not be filled out depending on my data input standards. So that's the basics of creating a custom report type. Really, the flow is to start with identifying what you want the report to display first. Start there. What do you want it to do? Then go into Setup, type in report types in the quick find box, click on report types, new custom report type, select your primary object, which is the first thing it's looking for, and then go ahead and add any secondary, tertiary, or I think you can even add a fourth object in there. Make sure you're selecting, does it have to have this secondary object, or are you showing all records whether or not they have that secondary object? Go ahead and save that, then adjust any fields you might need to adjust, which on the first time you create is not going to be many. Make sure it's marked as deployed, and then go ahead, save it, go into create a new report, and you should have it available to you. That's all I've got for today. I hope this helps you create a greater impact in your community through leveraging Salesforce. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.